Hello, my name is Eyitomi, and welcome to Journey to Self with Eyitomi. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, what is this show all about? Well, think no more. It's all about self-love, self-appreciation, self-development, and we're going to be doing a lot of mental health talk. Yes, you heard me right. Mental health talk. Because in our society, I've noticed that we are not really encouraged to talk about mental health. Because some people think that mental health is not that important. And also, people are made to believe that once you start voicing out your opinions about mental health and mental illness, then you're mad. Which is totally wrong. It's not meant to be that way. So I am going to take it upon myself to enlighten you about mental health and teach you how to love yourself better, because I'm sure some people think that they already love themselves. I'm going to teach you how to develop yourself and how to be the best version of yourself. So once again, welcome to Journey to Self, and today we are going to be talking about, should I tell you? Of course I will tell you. How are you? That's today's topic. How are you? Now, most of us, when we hear this question, the first thing that comes to our mind is, the first response that comes to our mind is, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm great. But when in honesty, at that particular point, you might not be great, you might not be fine as you want people to believe. And also, people try to cover up their emotions a lot. They try to bottle in their emotions because they're scared of what people will say about them. Some people have told others that they have been depressed and they have not been taken seriously. It happens. Now, when I talk about people covering up their emotions and when being asked how are they say they are good, when in honesty, they are just surviving. I know all this because I'm not just speaking from general experience. I know all this because I myself have gone through this certain periods in my life when I have lost interest in things that I normally have interest in. I lost all motivation. And people would ask me, Tommy, how are you? How are you, Eyitomi? Are you good? And I'm like, I'm good. But I was at that point, I was actually not good. Because I basically lost interest in all the things I love to do because I love reading. Back in school, I love reading. I still love reading now. But then at that period, I couldn't read, I couldn't assimilate things. It was quite difficult for me. And I didn't understand what was wrong with me. So when people asked me, told me what is wrong, I couldn't answer that question. Because I'm used to bottling up my emotions and covering up. But in all honesty, there are times when you don't actually know what's wrong with you. So when you're being asked, how are you, you don't know how to respond. You just give the general answer of, I'm good. The thing is, the more we keep on bottling in our emotions, the more we keep on suppressing the way we feel and not letting people know how we feel. Accumulation of those feelings, they would come when you just explode. It happens when you're going to have an emotional outburst. And also, some people don't tell others how they feel. Now, back to general talk. Some people don't tell others how they feel because they feel like it's none of your business. Drink some water and mind your business. That's how some people feel. But one thing I would say is, find those that you trust and you can confide in. Because there's a difference between telling someone that doesn't really care about you. Some people, when you tell them how you feel, some people go behind your back and gossip. That's why it is important to tell those you trust and you can confide in, tell them how you genuinely feel. Someone might be there to understand and guide you through whatever life problems you might be facing. So I want to ask you a question. How are you? Now, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I want you personally to take your time and ask yourself this question. How am I? Ask yourself that question. Because apart from people asking you that question, you have to ask yourself that question. You have to meditate and look at what might be wrong. You have to know how you're doing. Take some time out of all the daily activities. Take your time to know how you are and take step-by-step process to being better. Because life is a journey. That is why this series is titled Journey to Self. Life is a continuous journey, and I want both of us to be on that journey together so that we can be better. So that's it on today's episode of Journey to Self. I hope you learned something. Even though you learn anything, at least you should know that it is important to meditate and reflect on the state of your being, reflect on how you are at that particular moment. Because in this life, you have to take care of yourself, because whether something happens to you or not, life would continue. Life is always continuing. So it's up to you to fix yourself. So thank you and welcome. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Journey to Self. And make sure you watch next week's video. Same time next week. Love you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to see more of this. Turn on your notification button. Click on the subscribe button so you can see more from me. Love you. Bye.